Ladies and gentlemen, I think a little bit of storytelling is in order. You've heard a lot of data. You've heard a lot of facts. Let me tell you a small story. It was on 13th of December, 2001. If I'm not mistaken, when the Indian Parliament was attacked by terrorists. Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed together attacked the Indian Parliament, and India decided to respond militarily. And this military response came in the shape of Operation Parakram. More than 1 million men and women armed of the Army, Navy and Air Force went to the borders. There were combat air patrols flying, the Navy was on alert, the Army was at the border, and Operation Parakram had begun. Why am I telling you the story of Operation Parakram? Why is Operation Parakram important? Back to data and facts. In the Kargil War, 1999, we lost 527 of our soldiers and officers. 527. Operation Parakram, which was not a war, it was a mobilization. We had more than 1,850 casualties and over 750 dead. Now, nobody knows about this and nobody talks about this. It happened because of mining and demining. It happened because of bad equipment. It happened because of weapons. It happened because of accidents. And we took great pride in saying to the world that we are the world's largest importer of weapons. We are number one. But there is a history to this all, you know, that there is a history. And the history is that during the time of the East India Company, when weapons, world-class weapons were being manufactured in India, they started off in West Bengal in a place called Ishapur, not very far from Calcutta. And what happened was that during the First World War and Second World War, a lot of these weapons were made in India and supplied to the Allied forces across the world. When the British went back, 15th August 1947, slowly but surely, the weapons industry started collapsing in India. And over a period of time, we started importing more and more. There were various reasons. A, lack of research and development in India, lack of internal resources, lack of technology, and above all, that specter of corruption. Because when you imported, there was always a cut. Somebody said 10%, somebody said 15%, I don't know. But it has always happened in India. This has led, actually, to the death of soldiers. I don't know if there is an Indian Air Force officer present here. Sir, if I'm not mistaken, about 1,000 pilots have died after independence, sir. Approximately 1,000 pilots, and more than 70% of them have died in something we can call non-war operations. Why is this related to Aatmanirbharata? You know, we can import all the Rafales in the world. India has the money. Tomorrow we can get 100 Rafales. But the problem is that if you want to become a superpower, you have to have your own manufacturing base. You cannot depend on the world to give you technology. You have to have your own aircraft. You have to manufacture your own aircraft. Now, after this government came in, what happened? Was Tejas a brainchild of the Modi government? No. Was the Arjun a brainchild of the Modi government? No. Was Vikrant a brainchild of the Modi government? No. What this government did different was it put steroids in the system. So a vehicle that was traveling at 40 kilometers started running at 140 kilometers. There was accountability. I went to meet the chairman of the Ordnance Factory Board 3 years back. And when I entered his office in Calcutta, there were red flags waving everywhere. And I asked him, sir, what's happening? I mean, why is there a strike? And he says, Major, there is always a strike here. I have never not seen red flags here. I have never not seen a strike. In some ordnance factory or there is a strike happening. Today, the Ordnance Factory Board is gone, replaced by 7 professional corporate-like companies, which manufacture everything from clothing to weapons to arms and equipment. You know, recently the gentleman here was saying that we should be proud that Apple 14 is now going to be manufactured in India. And I think it's a matter of great pride that Apple 14 is going to be manufactured in India. Has anybody heard of INS Arihant? Yeah, we made a nuclear submarine. I mean, with all respect to Apple 14, that is nothing, that is peanuts. We made a nuclear submarine. We are making INS Arighat, we are making a second nuclear submarine. We made an aircraft carrier, a 45,000 ton displacement aircraft carrier, and we are making the third one now, a 65,000 ton displacement aircraft carrier. India is making 36 ships, all for the Navy and the Coast Guard, inside, under Make in India. And this, we often stress upon the economy, which is the source of the funds, which is where money comes from actually. So I think we cannot ignore the economy. The economy is extremely important, and so is diplomacy. But I've often said this, and I want to say it again in front of you. Why are the armed forces important? Why are having our own weapon systems so important? It's critical to understand this piece, so that we negotiate from a position of strength. When the Prime Minister of India goes and talks to another head of state, even a friendly head of state, let us say he's talking to the Prime Minister of Britain, which is a friendly state. The Prime Minister of Britain must know that behind her back, somewhere in the ocean, there is INS Arihant. And this is what the Prime Minister said, and I'll repeat his words. बिने न माना जल दिजड़ गए 3 दिन बीत, बोले राम सकोप तब भाई बिन होए न प्रीत. In the Republic Bharat session, I had said this when the Honorable Defense Minister was there, and what I mean is that we must get rid of this problem of being nice to people. Your enemy must fear you, and your friend must also fear you. Because there is no friendship without fear, and fear is the key. And that is where the armed forces come in. So when the Prime Minister of India sits down on a table and he negotiates, he knows that he's talking from the point of view of strength. I can visit violence on your doorstep, and I want you to know that. I have the ability to harm you. You must know that. This is how the world works, beyond all the fine words of diplomacy. Beyond all the words of saying that we are friends and India is a great partner, and let's all profit together and let's all have peace together. Where does peace flow from? Where does peace come from in India? It does not come from India's economy. It comes from the soldier standing at the line of control.